Correction of errors seem complicated to many students. So today I've taken 6 transactions from 2023 IGCSE accounting past paper. Here I'll show you how to journalize. So you see the format. Here we'll write a number. Here details means debit account and credit account. Here we will write the debit amount, and here in this column we will write the credit amounts. In the next tutorial I'll show you how to prepare suspense account. It is also important. You see in the exam paper, after correcting the errors, you need to prepare suspense account, okay, to show the difference between debit and credit column in the trial balance, okay. Different times, different way you see the question, okay. So here, before we start, we have a question. Let us have a look at there. So here, transaction number 1, payment for rent $300 had been debited to the insurance account, okay. This is very simple. Rent is an expense and insurance is also an expense. So rent should be debited, but mistakenly insurance is here debited, okay. So now to rectify, as insurance is debited mistakenly, now it will be credited, okay. And normally rent is an expense, it is a debit account, okay. So here we will write rent account to be debited and insurance account is credited, okay. So here the number first 1. So here we will write rent $300 on the debit column and insurance account to be credited. We'll write 300 on the credit dollar column, okay. So this is how you need to journalize. You need to rectify the error, okay. So sometimes it is a requirement to write a narrative, okay. So here in this tutorial I'm not going to show you how to write a narrative. I have some other videos. You can check out my channel. There is a playlist. If you watch, I think you can learn how to write narrative, okay. So here first one is done. Second transaction, credit sales to Raymond of $105 had been debited to the sales account and credited to the Raymond's account, okay. So here this is the error of complete reversal. Debit account had been created and credit account had been debited, okay. If you see this type of transactions, you need to double the amount, okay. So here the amount is with the transaction $105, so it will be 210 if we double this amount, okay. So once again it is a error of complete reversal, okay. So here sales to Raymond, okay. Raymond is a receiver, yeah, receiver account to be debited, okay. So here Raymond account to be debited and sales account to be credited, okay. So let us write here the number 2, Raymond account to be debited and sales account to be credited, okay. So here the amount should be double. Here we will write 210 on the debit side and 210 on the credit side, okay. Why sales account here credited? Because sales is a normal, credit account it is a revenue, okay, it is an income. So income has a credit balance, okay, credit account. So number 2 done. We have number 3. Let us have a look at there. Eshe's total drawings from the bank for her own use, $9,500 had been debited to the cash account, okay. Drawing, what is the normal transaction? General transaction for drawings. Drawings account to be debited and bank account to be credited, yeah. But here mistakenly cash account had been debited, okay. So it is incorrect. So cash account is not there, it is not related, okay. There is a bank, so bank account should be credited, okay, as money is taken from the bank. Bank is an asset, here asset decreased, yeah, we know decrease in asset will be credited. And drawing is a normal debit account, okay, it is expense for the business, okay, so it will be debited. So what will be the transaction now? Drawing account to be debited and cash account to be credited, okay. So let us write here number 3, drawings account to be debited and cash account to be credited. Why cash credit? Because cash is mistakenly debited, okay. To rectify now it will be credited. So what is the amount here on the question? It is $9,500 on the debit side and $9,500 on the credit column, okay. So number 3 done. So what is number 4? A purchases invoice from Danika for $137 had been recorded in her account and in the purchase journal as $173. Okay, it should be 137, but it is written as 173. Okay, so the correct amount is 137. Yeah, this is wrong, this is correct amount. Okay, so now how much amount is here? Overcast. Yeah, we have to check. So if we subtract this amount from the correct amount, so we get here 36, right? Now what happened? During the recording of the journal, this $36 has been written more. Okay, this amount is overstated. Okay, now we need to understate 36, okay, to rectify the purchase. So here when overstated, the purchase was debited. Yeah, so now understate, to understate purchase will be credited. Yeah, okay, so here purchase is an expense. You know, expense, when expense increase, expense will be debited. When expense decrease, expense will be here credited. Yeah, now purchase must be decreased by $36, so purchase will be here credited. Okay, so now what is the debit account? So debit account is here Danika, right? So let us write here number 4, Danika account to be debited and purchase account to be credited. We will not write this amount, even 137, we will write 36. Okay, so let us write here on the debit column 36 and on the credit column 36. Okay, number 5, here we have returns inwards $44 had not been recorded in the returns inwards account. Okay, so return inwards should be recorded in the return inwards account. Yeah, but it is not recorded. So why it is recorded, we don't know, it is not mentioned here clearly. So what is now return inwards? If we record return inwards now, what will be return inwards? It will be debited or credited. You know, return inward is an expense account. Yeah, it is an expense. Okay, so when you record expense, expense will be debited. It has a normal debit account. Yeah, so we will write here return inwards account to be debited, and number 5, returns account to be debited. Yeah, so what account will be created now? Because it is not mentioned here, it is not recorded. Yeah, written on the question that had not been recorded in the return inwards account. So where it was recorded, we don't know, it is not mentioned. Okay, so here we will write here suspense account. Okay, so here on the debit column $44 and on the credit column $44. Okay, so our last transaction is number 6. The motor expenses account had been overcast by $100. Okay, so motor expense, you know, it is written already clearly expense. It is an expense. Yeah, expense had been overcast. Okay, so now to rectify, what to do? Simple, we need to undercast, right? That means we need to decrease motor expense. We need to decrease the expense. Yeah, we know when expense increase, expense will be debited. When decrease, it will be credited. Yeah, so now we need to decrease expense, motor expense, by $100. So motor expense will be here credited, and here suspense account will be debited. Okay, so let us write here number 6, suspense account to be debited and motor expense account to be credited. Okay, so here $100 on the debit dollar column and 100 on the credit dollar column. Okay, so we recorded all the transactions. So this is how you need to rectify the errors when you see in the exam. Okay, so next tutorial I'll show you how to prepare suspense account. Okay, so here we see 2 suspense account. Okay, one is on number 5, another one is number 6. So how to place this account on the ledger in the suspense account, I'll show you in my next tutorial.